Cheers. Go for the hit and the hit. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
He's blocked well and tries to cut through the middle. Oh!
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Underdog Fantasy has a way for you to play alongside your favorite football team all season long with their Fantasy Pick'em game. You pick between 2 to 5 players, select whether they'll go higher or lower on one of their stats, then do what you usually do on a Sunday, watch the games. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. It's a fantasy game, and the Sports Betting Show wants you to get involved. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com. When you sign up, use the promo code WIN, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. That's UnderdogFantasy.com. Use the promo code WIN.
Welcome to the Sports Betting Show. I'm the Philly Godfather from TheEight8all.com. And you're listening to us on Sirius XM. Watch us on SportsGrid Live and JAKIB Media on YouTube. And we're live streaming the show at Philly Godfather. Sheep, you got to turn that music off. Or that noise or something, you got to die it down, brother. Or jump back on a little bit. It's too loud.
It's the Texas State Troopers asking me where Rooster is. That's what it is.
They're asking
Why are you always driving? Are you doing Uber?
What the hell is she doing? Where's he at?
He's door dashing.
What's going on here? Oh, man. Here we go. Right off the door. We can't have like the college football show went so smoothly. Here comes Sheep. I don't know where he's at. All the noise in the world. We're in trouble. We're in trouble already. All right, let's get out some winners, man. Let's go to the game. Thursday night, you got the Bengals at Baltimore. Ravens laying what? 3.5 Rooster. I see some scores pop up. 46.5 is the total. Let's get right down to business here, man. Who are you liking this matchup?
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows this is an absolute must win for the Bengals, but the Ravens are coming off a loss too, which makes it a little tricky there. So they're both going to really want to win this game. The Ravens have owned them. They're at home. They barely won earlier this year, and that's when Burrow was really hobbled. I mean, that was when he was at his worst, and I think they won by 3 in that game. I just got to go with who I think is the better quarterback, Joe Burrow here, in a tight spot, has to win, must-win game. And Joe Burrow has proven he can win these games. I think it comes down to something as simple as that. They both have offensive line issues. They both have other injury issues. Give me Joe Burrow plus the 3.5 on the road.
Yeah, and the Ravens did play the tougher defensive team last week in Baltimore. I mean, anytime you play a top 5 defense, the following week you're a little banged up, even if you're not out, right, Rooster?
Yeah, I mean, we really that came to light with the Legion of Boom. We started noticing a trend that the following week those teams just did not perform well, and we were betting over and we were betting against those teams. And ever since then, there's been 1 or 2 defenses, and Cleveland's one of those now, where the following week you definitely take that into consideration.
Yeah, let me go to 8-ball. 8-ball, who do you like in this matchup? Are you going to lay the points here with the Baltimore at home, or are you looking to take the dog?
I took Baltimore this morning, minus 180 on the money line. Cincinnati's ranked 31st in opponent yards per rush attempt. Baltimore's ranked 2nd in yards per rush attempt. So I think Baltimore's going to control the time of possession in this game. It comes down to Joe Burrow and that offense being able to put up points against his defense. And Baltimore ranks 1st in opponent yards per pass attempt. So I think it's going to be tough for them to score consistently on this defense. I think Baltimore's going to control the clock. They're going to be able to run the ball. And at home, I like them in this spot.
Let me go to Matt Maltepes for college kids. You got a division game here, revenge spot. and you're catching some points with the Bengals who lost the first time around in a close game against Baltimore. Who do you like in this matchup?
This one's a tough one, man. I think I have to lean with the Bengals. I haven't bet any. The Bengals getting, you might be able to get a 4 out there. If you can catch a 4, that's not a bad number to get. The Bengals, I mean, they're 4-2, I think, in their last 6 starts against the Ravens. And Burrow's debilitated, earlier in the year. He had that calf injury that he was dealing with. And that was still a 3-point game. So I know the Ravens have their left tackle, Ronnie Stanley, is out, which is an issue. I'd have to lean the Bengals +4. And I haven't bet.
Let me go to Rooster. Like anything on the total here?
Well, it's sitting 46.5, and in that neighborhood, 47 is the key number. It's not as good as 44, but it's a no bet for me, 46.5. I don't think I'd touch it. If it got to 47, I may just throw a little bit on the under just because of all the injuries, but nothing at 46.5.
Yeah, I personally – we got a little – I personally like the over on the game in this matchup. All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. All right, let's go. Let's switch the topic a little bit. This is the week, Rooster. I don't know who you're going to root for. Eagles have been the most dominant team in the NFL. They got a great record. They've been a little vulnerable. They've had some luck go their way, but this week they're 2.5-point dogs in Kansas City. What are you going to do here, Rooster?
Well, this is a tough game. I mean, the Chiefs are in more of a must-win than the Eagles, although the Eagles have a tough 4-week stretch, which started out as an 8-week stretch. Now we're down to 4. But I still like the Eagles in this spot. It's a revenge game for the Eagles. They're going to Kansas City, with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. This is the game they've been looking for. They had that easy win against Dallas. They get a week off, and they go into Kansas City and upset Kansas City. I'm taking the Birds here +3.
Wow. If it gets to that. A little homerism right there. I mean, you're betting against Andy Reid? That's probably the first time ever.
Yeah, in this spot, I still think the Chiefs are going to be there at the end. But they're not playing like the Chiefs, and the Eagles aren't playing like the Eagles either, but the Eagles are figuring out a way to get it done. And I think they're really going to dominate on both sides of the ball on the line against this Chiefs team.
They're expecting some weather in this matchup. If the weather gets bad, do you like the Eagles even more because they're more physical?
They're more physical, and they can run better. I mean, the Eagles can do big chunk. Now, Mahomes has his 2 or 3 plays a game.
1 second. We're going to have to go to our next segment. But they have to take a break. We'll be right back.
Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at TheEight8all.com.
He's blocked well and tries to cut through the middle. Oh!
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
Underdog Fantasy has a way for you to play alongside your favorite football team all season long with their fantasy pick'em game. You pick between 2 to 5 players, select whether they'll go higher or lower on one of their stats, then do what you usually do on a Sunday. Watch the games. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. It's a fantasy game, and the sports betting show wants you to get involved. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com. When you sign up, use the promo code WIN, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. That's UnderdogFantasy.com. Use the promo code WIN.
Welcome back to the Sports Betting Show. I'm the Philly Godfather from the PhillyGodfather.com. And if you're looking to purchase the sharpest sports betting information on the planet, the moves that shape the market, stop by the PhillyGodfather.com. Sports betting packages start at just $3 a day. You can pick up Roosters, 8 Ball, Matt trips from the college kids and start firing today. Glad Sheep's back because the show ain't the same without Sheep, Rooster. I mean, going back and forth between you guys is amazing. Sheep, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I'm sorry about that. We did get pulled over on I-81 South. I'm going into Dallas this weekend for a pre-party before they tie up the Eagles for the division in the next 2-3 weeks. We got pulled over, and they said, "Is El Clucko with you?" And I said, "No." They said, "Go ahead, then." They said, "We're looking for him."
Yeah, but we're getting conflicting reports here. Rooster said you got pulled over for losing. And you're giving me a totally different. What's going on down there, Sheep?
Listen, we get pulled. I'm down here to collect money in Dallas because they're so happy.
I'm convinced. I'm convinced you're driving Uber.
He's got passengers in the back seat.
No, there's no passengers.
So actually, I'm heading to Dallas, and then we're heading over to Kansas City to watch that bloodbath against the Eagles on Monday Night Football.
Wait, you like Kansas City?
I'll be in Dallas this weekend, and I'm driving over to Kansas City, Arrowhead Stadium, to see the Eagles get their fucking ass kicked Monday night against the Chiefs. Oh, sorry, F-bomb.
Bruce, let me ask you a question. The Chiefs, the 49ers lost 3 in a row. The Chiefs don't look like the Chiefs from last year. Yet both teams have better odds to win the Super Bowl than the Eagles. The Eagles' price on this team, even though they're 8-1, really hasn't moved all season. Why is that?
Because they are playing exactly how it doesn't change unless you do something like Dallas did and lose to Arizona, and so your odds shoot up. I mean, I'm seeing I can get 12-1 on the Cowboys right now to win the Super Bowl. They were like plus you can get it offshore anywhere. I can get as much as you need.
9-10-1 everywhere. What are you talking?
Text me what you need.
It's 9-10-1 everywhere.
12-1. Go this way. Go look it up.
Give me another 5 dimes on the Cowboys at 12-1.
You got it. And do you want to put 5-1 for the conference? Because I can get that too.
Yeah, give me that too. I'll take
all right,
that
you
too.
got it. No problem. How much you want?
Fire it away, baby. All right, we got Dave Mason in the green room from BetOnline AG. Let's bring him on and talk about where the sharp action's at. Dave, what's going on, brother?
Hey, all good.
Yeah, we're just talking a little NFL here. You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's.
I'm in the back of Sheep's car, by the way. I got to throw.
Good, you order an Uber?
We had the same camera, obviously.
What did you order an Uber, Dave? And he showed up.
You're exactly right.
I just don't want to get put in the trunk, so I better be quiet.
Let's help the people make some money who's listening and watching out there. Let's go to game 3-11, 3-12. Thursday night action. Bengals at Baltimore. What's the line at? Which way is it moving, Dave?
Yeah, it went to 4. Ravens laying 4-46. Had opened 4-44. Obviously, it was at 3.5 for most of the week. Money's pretty split, 50-50. About 55% of the bettors are on Cincy. We had some sharp early action on the Bengals, but Ravens sharp -3.5 just bumped it up to 4.
Any sharp action on the total?
Nothing. Nope.
Okay, let's go next game on the board. 451, 452. Pittsburgh at Cleveland. No Deshaun Watson. I know there's been a lot of movement on the side here. Which way is it going?
Yeah, we're at Cleveland 1. Obviously, it was that move from 4 down to 1. 1 and 32. I guess Iowa's playing out there Sunday. I mean, what the hell is with these totals? Open 4 and 37.5. 59% of the bettors and 54% of the cash is on Pittsburgh. Some sharp on Pittsburgh. That was a lot of guys that just hit that before, it moved. And a little bit on under 33.5.
All right, let's go to game 459, 460 on your screen. Tennessee goes to Jacksonville 7-40. Is that what you guys are using down there? BetOnline?
6.5 and 40. Hoping 6.5 and 40.5. Real low volume. Very low volume. It's a least bet game on the board. So take these numbers with a grain of salt. 87% of cash and 75% of bettors are on Jacksonville. However, that's going to be a huge teaser game. Maybe that's big. Everybody's big team that Jaguars down to basically a pick.
I mean, you guys must have cleaned up last week with all those teasers that went down. You had the Bengals, the Ravens, you had Buffalo Monday night.
Yeah, and it's a double whammy when those hit because, it's kind of whenever those teaser games are like that, there's all that money line parlay stuff on those same kind of spread games, right? Those 6 to 10.5, whatever. People are teasing those down, and then the money line parlay guys are keying up the chalk. So when one or two of those, lose, we're scooping a lot of teaser and money line parlay action.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next game on the screen. 473, 474. Minnesota's been red hot playing the Broncos team that had a huge win. Broncos, laying 2.5, 42.5?
2.5 and 42, open 1.5 and 43.5. Cash is 50-50. 55% of the bettors are on the Vikings. Sharp on under 43.
All right, next game up, 469, 470 on your screen. Seahawks, I see a 1 and 46 against the Rams. Is that right?
Yes, sir. You got it right. Open 2.5, 44. 55% of the bettors on Seattle and 54% of the cash is on LA. A little two-way sharp. Seattle +1, Rams +2.5.
Okay, last game, Monday night. I know it's still early. 475, 476 on your screen. Philly at Kansas City. Kansas City's laying 2.5 and 45. Which way is this game moved so far?
Yeah, 2.5, open 2.5. Hasn't really budged. A little bit of juice back and forth, but stayed 2.5 and 48.5, open 47.5. Most of the money in bettors are on the Chiefs. 72% of the cash, 57% of the bettors are on the Chiefs. Nothing sharp on the side. Under 46.5 or more is sharp.
All right, Dave, I want to thank you for coming on the NFL show. If you want to let everyone know where to find you on social media.
At Dave Mason, BOL. Come on over and say hello.
If you guys get a flat tire, make sure you make Sheep fix a flat tire.
Yeah, Sheep, take it right here, Sheep. Take it right.
We're going right to Kansas City.
Let's go. All right, guys.
Dave, take care, brother.
Later on, fellas.
That's Dave Mason from BetOnline AG, so make sure you guys check him out. Rooster, Dave just said all the squares are on Kansas City.
Well, Babbitt's on them. We knew that.
I'm giving you layups, ain't I? Does that change your mind?
Wait a minute, Steve. Hold on a second. After Dallas humiliates Carolina this weekend, and the Eagles lose 35-14 to the Chiefs, the Dallas is only one game out of first place. And then
they're
really going to be crying.
They already lost the tiebreaker. They got 3 losses. The Eagles only have 1. What is this? That math again, where you got to win 8 out of 10 to win a teaser?
Yeah, how did that work for you and Goldilocks with your teasers? Right to the bowls. Keep it up.
Joe Burrow's still wondering what happened to him last week, how they lost that game, and I said it's easy. Baba gave out Cincinnati. That explains it.
No, I wasn't. That's all right. Go ahead. Keep going.
Let's get some sponsor action going real quick. I want everyone listening and watching to check out UnderdogFantasy.com. That's UnderdogFantasy.com. Use promo code WIN, WIN, match your deposit for $100. That's UnderdogFantasy.com. We got 30 seconds right now. Rooster, who's going to win the Super Bowl this year?
I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I think they're going to get it together at the end. They're going to get totally healthy. And I don't know. They're going to be tough to beat. The rest of the AFC I'm not impressed with. And I think the NFC is going to beat the crap of out of each other, getting to that point, whether it's Dallas, the Niners, and the Eagles. They're going to go in there hobbled.
Well, there you go. You heard it there. All right, stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We're going to break, and we'll be right back with more NFL action.
Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at TheEight8all.com.
He's blocked well and tries to cut through the middle. Oh!
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
Underdog Fantasy has a way for you to play alongside your favorite football team all season long with their fantasy pick'em game. You pick between 2 to 5 players, select whether they'll go higher or lower on one of their stats, then do what you usually do on a Sunday, watch the games. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. It's a fantasy game, and the Sports Betting Show wants you to get involved. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com. When you sign up, use the promo code WIN, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. That's UnderdogFantasy.com. Use the promo code WIN.
Welcome back to the Sports Betting Show. I'm the Philly Godfather from the PhillyGodfather.com. As we're waiting for Pro Football Doc to jump on and give us all the injury analysis, we're talking Super Bowl odds. Rooster still likes the Chiefs to win it all. I mean, I never guessed he's a Andy Reid fan. Right now, they're currently at plus 500. 49ers got the same odds at 5-1. Eagles at 5.5-1. Ravens at 9-1. Dolphins at 9-1. Cowboys at 10-1. Lions at 10-1. Bengals are creeping up at 13-1. Jags still around 20-1. The Bills seem like they got no shot. They're at 31. 8-ball. You got to pick a team right now to win the Super Bowl. Who do you look?
I still love the Cowboys and the Dolphins. I don't think they've peaked yet. I think we've seen the best of the Eagles. Same with the Niners. I think we know what they are, but I think the Cowboys still have the upside. They still have a lot of things they can fix. They can only get better going forward. And once Miami gets healthy in that offensive line, I think they're going to be scary.
Yeah, I agree with you about Miami. When they're healthy, they're a dangerous team. I'm going to go Matt Maltepes from the College Kids, one of my lead handicappers at the PhillyGodfather.com. Matt, if you had to pick a team right now to win the Super Bowl, who is it?
I just stick with the Cowboys, man. I mean, look at the field. San Fran, 5-1. I feel like we've seen some weaknesses of late with San Fran. You can never count out Mahomes, as Rooster said. Mahomes, Andy Reid, that combination. I mean, it's like it's similar to Brady, Belichick, right? Eagles, they've been strong. They beat the Cowboys, but I feel like there's some weakness there. And if you can get double the money basically on the Cowboys, Rooster said you can get 12-1. I mean, I think it's the best bet on the board based on the number.
Yeah, you're getting 2-1. I mean, double the money over the Eagles. But if they got to play the 49ers, I don't know how well the Cowboys match up against the 49ers. I think they match up a lot better against the Eagles. And they really gifted the Eagles that game. And I know Rooster disagrees with me, but if you watch the game objectively, the Cowboys had so many shots to win that game. And there wasn't Sheep. If you had to pick a team, who is it?
I'm with Maddie and the 8-ball. I like the Cowboys. Cowboys and Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and Dallas pulls it out this year. Rooster and the Eagles will be home licking their wounds.
You think they're one and done? You think they're one and done, Sheep?
For the Eagles? Absolutely, yeah, I do. Listen, Jalen's playing great ball. The Eagles, but they're just getting by, and you can't get by at the end of the year.
I mean, they're healthy too. I mean, they're not. Last year they were the second healthiest team or third healthiest team in the NFL.
Well,
the Chiefs were
they're not.
too.
They're not healthy. They just lost Godare. Dallas. I mean, they're tight end, and he's going to be.
Yeah, but he don't move the needle that much. Sheep. Let me go to Rooster. Rooster, how much?
It's not that he moves the needle, but he blocks his on-field schematics are incredible. The way he blocks, his catching is secondary to his blocking. That's what's more concerning.
Rooster's cracking up. Who's
there? It's Dallas Goedert. What the hell are you smoking in the car?
I mean,
from France. Godare probably moved France.
The French guy we picked up, I didn't know. I'm online here trying to search for Godare. Who the hell is Godare?
Godare's in the Uber.
Oh my God!
Hold on, Vince. Yeah. Hold on, okay. That is Rooster on Clucko.
The Cowboys lost to the Arizona Cardinals. They have 2 wins. If you guys think Dak Prescott is going to go into a road playoff game 3 times and make it to the Super Bowl, you're all smoking something that I need, and you got to send to my house right away. The guy can't win on the road against a decent defense. It's been proven. They got to play from ahead. Their only chance was to beat the Eagles to get home playoff games. That was their only chance. They lost it. Now they got to go on the road and beat these tough defensive teams when Dak Prescott is going to be completely confused about reading these defenses. I mean,
wait, time out. He wasn't confused with the Eagles defense. He threw for almost 400 yards and 3 touchdowns.
They should have won that game. Come on. Rooster,
go
you're
back
acting like
to
the Eagles destroyed them.
He stomped out of bounds when he
What
could have
game
won
were
the
you
game.
watching?
He's not a clutch player. It's,
I mean,
you see it. Joe Burrow's a clutch player. Dak Prescott's not.
You know what, though? If you look at, I mean, the Cowboys' remaining schedule, they versus Carolina, winnable game. Washington, winnable game. Seattle, winnable game. Then they versus Philly at home, which is a winnable game considering they almost, beat them on the road. Buffalo is not who we thought they were, right? Miami, obviously very talented. Then they versus Detroit, which is going to be a tough game. And Washington, again, like they have a good amount of winnable games. So, I mean, if they can split with the Eagles again, win this game at home, win some of these other ones, I mean, who knows? They might end up on top of the division because the Eagles, obviously, they have a couple tough games, especially here in Kansas City and whatnot. So,
Maddie, and don't forget, Rooster said 2 weeks ago that the Eagles-Dallas game in Dallas would be a pick-em. Stop it. Dallas is a 3-point favorite over them.
If I had wings, I could fly. There's a lot of ifs around. You know what I mean? That schedule you just named, Arizona was a win on that schedule at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, but the Chargers was a loss. I mean, I had the Chargers as a loss, and they picked that up.
But a lot of those games
are Cowboys losing in Philly. I mean, we had everything's pretty much going as we thought it would. Cowboys would lose in Philly, close game.
You have the Eagles 8-1 at this point?
No, not 8-1. We had them.
I had them start off 5-0.
Yeah, we had them starting. I mean, the first 5 games were a cakewalk for them. But in the playoffs, Roosh, let's be honest. If they got to play Dallas, which they might not have to, San Fran might get the job done and knock the Cowboys out. If they got to play Dallas, that doesn't scare you at all?
Not at home, and it's going to be at home unless something crazy happens on this schedule, like Maddie said, which is possible. But I just don't see it happening. They're 2.5 games ahead with all the tiebreakers at this point.
Yeah, no, it's good. They're going to have to go through Philly more than likely. Any team in the NFC, unless the Lions keep winning. But it's going to be a tough paper out for the Cowboys here. But I think they match up extremely well against the Eagles. I think that pass defense of the Eagles is one of the worst in the NFL. And in the end, I mean, they've gotten lucky so many times this season. Patriots, Vikings, Cowboys. I mean, they're gonna have to keep getting lucky. Is that coaching, Rooster, or is it that luck the way they're winning some of these games?
Well, it's luck until it's not. I mean, you just find a way to pull out the game, no matter what it is. And certain teams can do it, and certain teams can't do it. The Peyton Mannings and the Tom Bradys of the world always seem to get lucky. I don't know what it was. They always ended up in the Super Bowl together. So luck is what it is. It goes both ways, but the better teams seem to be luckier.
Yeah, and luck does favor the prepared mind, and Mike McCarthy is one of those minds that luck just doesn't like. So, you might be right. Let me go to Matt Maltepes from the college kids. Matt, Deshaun Watson, do you think that Cleveland Browns future is dead right now?
I don't think it's dead, but obviously you want an experienced quarterback back there. You do not want a rookie. But, I mean, it depends, what happens. You also have P.J. Walker back there. I do like him this week. I'll tell you that. They still have a championship defense. And I like him this week against Pittsburgh. I think some people are writing them off. They were saying that Deshaun Watson is the reason this team hasn't been performing on offense. But now they're saying that since he's been removed, that this team's you can't have it both ways, right? So I like Cleveland this week against Pittsburgh.
Let me go to 8-ball. 8-ball. Are the Dolphins still going to be the AFC champs this year?
I think so. I think they're getting healthy now. They're getting a running back this week or next week. He's one of the most explosive players in the league. Him, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and all those guys are the most explosive offense in the league. So once they get healthy, once they win a division, maybe they can steal a home field advantage. It's going to be big for them.
Yeah. All right. We're waiting for Pro Football Doc to come on. We got John Grace coming on live from Las Vegas as well. We haven't given out any teasers in a while. Rooster, you like any teasers this week or no?
Well, Jamie was our teaser guy. We lost him.
Yeah, he's doing a bunch of stuff out in L.A., so he'll be back, though. He'll be back.
Yeah. I mean, not really. Nothing jumped out at me when I looked at the teasers. I like the Lions on a 7-point teaser -0.5. And then maybe the Commanders -2.5 tied in with them. But the only way to get a teaser if it's the right odds and I can get through 2 key numbers.
What about Minnesota? I mean, they've been playing some good football. That astronaut kid,
Dobbs.
It seems like he's lighting them up. You can grab, +8.5 against a Denver team that's been playing some good football. That's a lot of points, ain't it? Would you use them in a teaser combination?
7.
It's a lot of points, but you don't get to the 10. So you're passing a lot of dead numbers, and it makes it not worth it. So you're buying to 8, which is a dead number. When you buy past 7.5 to 8, it's a dead number, and you're buying to 8.5, which is a dead number. So you got to be careful with teasers. Mathematically, it's not a winner unless you're going through key numbers.
Yeah, unless you think you got a burial on the game as well, and you just want to add to it, whether it's in a teaser, you want to parlay them or whatever. If you think you got a massive edge on the game, then you want to bet them as much as possible, right, Rooster?
Oh yeah, then you're just firing away, money line, whatever.
Yeah.
So you're not taking the Eagles +10 Monday night, or you're already quitting on your team?
If it went to 3.5, I would take them +10.5.
I didn't say 3.5. I said +10. It will probably go to 3 Monday night. So you're not going to be all in on your birds?
No.
You make a little nervous.
I rest my case.
May hire you as an Uber. Go down.
The problem is you stiff all your drivers, Rooster. That's the word on the street. You don't pay your delivery guys. The pizza guys are looking for you. 911, don't deliver to them. So
I'll give you 5 stars, I promise.
All right, we got 15 seconds
how
left.
about $5 from you would be good.
All right, hold on, Steve. I got to talk about UnderdogFantasy.com. That's UnderdogFantasy.com. Use promo code WIN, and they'll match your deposit up to $100. That's UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code WIN, and they'll match your deposit up to $100. And we'll be right back.
Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at TheEight8all.com.
He's blocked well and tries to cut through the middle. Oh!
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
Underdog Fantasy has a way for you to play alongside your favorite football team all season long with their fantasy pick'em game. You pick between 2 to 5 players, select whether they'll go higher or lower on one of their stats, then do what you usually do on a Sunday. Watch the games. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. It's a fantasy game, and the sports betting show wants you to get involved. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com. When you sign up, use the promo code WIN, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. That's UnderdogFantasy.com. Use the promo code WIN.
Sports betting show. I'm the Philly Godfather from the PhillyGodfather.com. About to bring on my next guest, Pro Football Doc from SICScore.com. If you've been paying attention to his information, if you signed up at his website, you've made a lot of money in the sports betting market this year. Doc, are you there?
No, he's not there.
He's
right
out in
now.
Vegas. He'll jump back on. We can bring on John Grace, too, live from Las Vegas, if you want to bring him on, too. Is he still in the green room?
What's going on, guys?
What's up, Johnny? How you making it out there in Vegas, man? What's going on with that whole race? I mean, I hear it's a nightmare.
Oh man, it's it's here. That's the best part about it. But yeah, basically the last 12 months, they've been tearing up the strip and repaving it and repaving a bunch of the main roads outside the strip. and just basically putting it all together and doing construction and putting grandstands up in the Bellagio and in front of the volcano, the Mirage, and just been tearing it up, man. It's been a traffic gridlock and mess, and locals here are not happy at all. But the good thing is we got fresh new roads once it's over.
I heard the room rates are dropping like crazy. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean they just outpriced the market when they first they greedy F1 really just jacked up the rates for the tickets, $10, $15, $20,000 grandstand passes.
And people, right? Just trying to get. All right, we got Pro Football Doc in agreement. Let's bring him on real quick. Doc, you there?
I am. Hello there. How are you?
Hey,
and I actually am overlooking the Bellagio and the Strip right now.
We got to link up, Doc. I'm next door.
Where are you? Where are you at?
I live at Veer Towers next door at the Yellow
Tower.
Yeah,
I'm at Cosmo, so we're looking over the Strip.
You got a great view.
So how you been, Doc? Everything good? I heard you guys are just on fire over there at SSCScore.com.
Yeah, we've been good. Look, it's your world to do picks and so forth, but we just do the injury stuff, right? And the injury stuff can augment with everything that you're doing, and we're still running the free special at 6Score with Godfather promo code. You guys are the professionals. We just try and augment the side that may not be seen always.
Yeah, it's great information. I tell everyone, make sure you guys check them out at SECScore.com. All right, let's go to Thursday night game real quick. Doc, which team is the healthier team here? You got a banged-up Baltimore team. You got a Ravens team coming off, a tough struggle against Cleveland. Who's the healthier team in this matchup Thursday night?
A little bit. Baltimore's been injured early season, got healthier. They're injured again. No Ronnie Stanley, no Marlon Humphrey. Your best offensive lineman, your best cornerback. That's a big deal. And Trey Hendrickson is playing for the Bengals. So look for a big game from Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. With 3.5, I think there's value on the Bengals, even on the road.
Yeah, I like him as well. All right, Deshaun Watson, we know he's out for the season. Is there any possibility for him coming back for the playoffs? Because this Browns defense is one of the best ones in the NFL. And if he can come back come playoff time, they can do some damage in the playoffs. Is there any chance he comes back for playoffs?
There is a chance, but it's not far from a guarantee. A chance, an outside chance. Look, he played through the injury the entire second half. Here we got a photo bomber here. The wife's here too, so she wanted to.
Go Birds! Eagles. So you think he comes back for the playoffs?
I think he could, more likely for the divisional round than wild card round. He played the entire 2.5 quarters with the injury, so it should be an arthroscopic surgery, and there is a chance.
Right. Now, do you think it comes down to the team? Do they really want to gamble? They got big money invested in him. So even if he can't come back, you think they'll let him come back?
Well, I get it, and I always say return to play is a 3-headed monster. Medical has to say yes, the player and his side has to want to, and the team has to say okay. And when you have $230 million guaranteed invested, it was an easy decision to shut him down, even though he finished the game 14-14 in the second half and won the game against the Ravens.
All right. Any update on Aaron Rodgers? Can he come back before the season's over? If they
we've talked about it. We always thought he could come back from the beginning, but it was, I'm not sure mid-December is realistic. It's still closer to end of December or playoff time if the Jets can stay alive. We've always said that he could, just because he's a quarterback and it's his front leg. If he were a corner or running back, no way, no how. But as a quarterback, he has a chance to. I remember when this first happened, I went on McAfee, and the big question there was, will he be done? Will he ever be able to come back because he's the age of 40? And I was like, no, he totally will next year, and that's not even a point of discussion anymore.
That's good news for Jets fans. All right, let's go to Philly and Kansas City Monday night. I know it's still early in the week, but which team is the healthier team going into the matchup?
Well, Nakobe Dean just went on injured reserve, but the Eagles have a lot of depth in their front seven. So I think that's going to be a tough matchup on both sides. We'll see what happens there. But the Eagles have a couple of injury issues. They should get healthier towards the end of the season. Kansas City's rolling right now. They're pretty evenly matched right now.
All right. Any of you guys have any questions for Doc before we let him go?
Yeah, I have a question. Yeah, the Packers defense, we have some injuries on that defense. A lot of guys questionable, like Kenny Clark, which is really good on that D line. A couple of their linebackers, cornerbacks like Jair Alexander, and safety Rudy Ford. And they also have their offensive guard, Elton Jenkins, which is a big staple on their O-line. So I was just wondering what was the status on these guys, if any of these guys you're expecting to be listed as out?
The big one is Jair Alexander. He's got a shot to play, and that would make a big difference on the Packers defense. That's the big one that we're watching right now.
I got a question for a few of us are on the Dolphins for a lot of futures. Do you have any update on Devin A-Chain, the running back?
He should be good to go. We were a little surprised he went on injured reserve. We expect him to be ready to go right from the get after the IR 4.
You guys have any more questions for Doc before we let him go? Bruce,
yeah, I just wanted to know I wanted to know the status of Justin Jefferson, if he's close to returning.
He is close to returning, but they don't want to set back. Hamstrings, you have to be careful. There's a ramp-up period of time. He's close, but there is a ramp-up period typically for hamstrings.
Bruce, you got any questions for the Doc?
Yeah, Dallas Goddard for the Eagles. How long does a broken arm last?
Depends on the type of break and whatever. He will be back before the end of the regular season is my best guess. And remember, he came back from the glenoid fracture last year. He had a fracture not dissimilar to Deshaun Watson. The difference is he's not a throwing quarterback, and the team hasn't invested $230 million guaranteed.
Right.
All right, Doc, thanks for coming on. If you want to let everyone know where to find you on Twitter and your website.
At Pro Football Doc on Twitter. The website is Sports Injury Central, sicscore.com, and take advantage of the special promo code Godfather. All right.
Thank you so much for coming on, man. We appreciate it. We know you're out in Vegas. Thank you for your time, Doc. Thank you.
Have a great time, Doc.
Man, always some of the best information out there. I mean, you really need to know who's playing, who's not playing, how banged up these teams are before you're looking to invest in a side or a total. Let me go to Rooster. Rooster, Pittsburgh at Cleveland. Who do you like here?
I mean, they're starting this rookie quarterback. I don't know enough about him. I would still like Cleveland because, like Matty said, that with this defense, I don't understand why they're not starting P.J. Walker. He played well. He went 2-2. I thought he was showing definite signs of improvement, and then they're throwing a wrench in this thing. So I'm going to sit that game out and see.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking. Then I looked at the stats. I know the kid threw 3 picks last time, but Walker's got 5 interceptions in this season and 98 attempts. I don't even know how many pass attempts he had, but both guys are turnover machines, which scares me a little bit. And if they could just run the ball against the Steelers' run defense that ranks like 25th or 26th in the NFL in opponent yards per rush, they could limit, turnovers, just run the ball down the throat, rely on your defense and win this game. Let me go to John Grace. John Grace, who do you like in this matchup between Pittsburgh and Cleveland?
I really like the Browns. The thing with Dorian Thompson-Robinson, their quarterback, is when he got that first start against the Ravens, that was when Deshaun's injury news first started, and they didn't know whether he was going to play. He wasn't getting the reps. I think he was woefully unprepared. At least this time around, he's been prepared from the jump. It was announced early in the week he's getting first-team reps. And like Philly Godfather said, P.J. Walker, while he's won some games and had some flashes, statistically he's ranked at the bottom in terms of QBR, completion percentage.
He's a bunch of turnovers.
Yeah, a bunch of turnovers too. I mean, that Seahawks game, they should have won that game if it wasn't for that pick at the end from him. So
let me go to 8-ball. 8-ball, who do you like in this matchup?
I love the Browns here. I think this championship defense is going to stifle Pickett. And the first time these two teams played, the Steelers did not have any possessions inside the 20-yard line of the Browns.
40-yard line.
They only had one. They only had only one offensive score in that game.
It's just one of those games, I think, where Steelers found a way to win the game, but they should not have won that game. I think the Browns are going to protect home field here and take this game.
All right,
another thing to
what's that, Matt?
Okay. Another thing to note real quick is, when Thompson, when he played against the Ravens, obviously he played very poorly, but they're number 1 in opponent yards per completion, number 1 defense in the league. Whereas we're looking at Pittsburgh, they're the complete opposite. They're ranked 32nd at 11.8 opponent yards per completion. So I think Dorian Thompson has an okay game, solid game.
All right, let me go. 8-ball. 8-ball Monday night. Philly at Kansas City. You heard Dave Mason. A lot of public money's on Kansas City here at 2.5, but that, doesn't mean nothing when when it comes to Mahomes and Andy Reid. Who do you like in that matchup?
I mean, I can nitpick a lot of things I don't like about this Eagles team, but they're finding ways to win. As of right now, I can't argue with the results, and I think they have the revenge factor on their side. I think Travis Kelce, causing a lot of distractions right now. And I think even though KC's a tough place to play, getting 3 points with this Eagles team in a bad weather game where they can control the clock, it takes them, 9 yards to get a first down because that 1 yard is always guaranteed for them. I'm leaning Birds +3 here.
Matt Maltepes from the College Kids. Matt, who do you like in that matchup?
Yeah, I have to lean because it's such a key number. That's 3 key number. I have to lean the Eagles. I mean, and just like 8-ball talked about, bad weather game. You might have rain, right? Rain showers you. You might have some higher winds. And the Eagles can run the ball in Kansas City and opponent yards per rush attempt. I mean, they have not been good all year. They're ranked 27th in the NFL in opponent yards per rush attempt. So I have to lean the Eagles, but I have not bet anything on that game just yet.
John Grace, did you fire on that game yet, or still too early?
I think I'm going to go with the Chiefs. I'll roll with the public here. I know we're on the Cowboys for NFC East, and I think this is the promotional moment for the Eagles, where the season can take a turn. They got the Bills next week. They've been shaky, but I can see them turning it around a little bit. 49ers afterwards, and then back to the Cowboys. So, Chiefs want to keep. They're both off the bye, so they're both well rested, and I'm going to go with the home field advantage in that 3 or 2.5, so 3-point game.
We got about 50 seconds left. Let me go to 8-ball. 8-ball, Jags got embarrassed playing the Titans this week, laying 7 at home. Do you like anyone here?
I haven't bet this game, but I lean the Titans here. I mean, it's a divisional game. The quarterback rookie, Will Levis, playing really good for the Titans. Vrabel's a great coach. I think it's going to be one of those tight, congested games.
Matt Maltepes, any game you really like you want to give out before we close out the show?
Nothing. Just I really like the Browns this week. I really do. Taking money line minus the 1. Either way, I think it cashes, and I think this kid has a solid game this week.
All right, Thursday night, John Grace. Who do you like again? You like the Bengals in the over?
I'm just on the over. In my heart, I want the Bengals to win so we can get some space for the Browns in the AFC North. But I think going for the over today.
There you go. I'm betting the over too. That's the show. I want to thank everyone for watching and listening, and we'll be back next week. Stop by the PhillyGodfather.com. Love you guys. Have a good day.
Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at TheOceanAC.com.
He's blocked well and tries to cut through the middle. Oh!
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
Underdog Fantasy has a way for you to play alongside your favorite football team all season long with their fantasy pick'em game. You pick between 2 to 5 players, select whether they'll go higher or lower on one of their stats, then do what you usually do on a Sunday. Watch the games. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. It's a fantasy game, and the Sports Betting Show wants you to get involved. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com. When you sign up, use the promo code WIN, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. That's UnderdogFantasy.com. Use the promo code WIN.
Welcome back to the Sports Betting Show. I'm the Philly Godfather from the PhillyGodfather.com. I know you got cut off, Rooster. So I don't know if you're ready to do the Rooster recap or not, but I want to let everyone listening and watching out there know that UnderdogFantasy.com, if you use promo code WIN, W-I-N, will match your deposit up to $100. That's UnderdogFantasy.com. Use promo code WIN, will match your deposit up to $100. Rooster, any plays you want to give out before you do the Rooster recap or not?
One game I liked is the
the Cardinals against the Texans, getting 4.5. The Cardinals kind of putting it together now with Murray back in action. I mean, I do like the Texans this year, but I think the Cardinals are going to go on a little bit of a run here. I'm going to take 4.5 on the Cardinals.
I like them too. I mean, I'm big on C.J. Stroud, but like you said, Murray impressed me last week. He burned me. I had the other side. I lost some money. But, yeah, they're starting to put it together. Let me go to 8-ball. 8-ball, you like anyone this week?
I had the Giants +9. I mean, Washington ranks like near dead last in opponent yards per play. I think the Giants are going to get a win. If they're going to, make this a close game, it'll be a divisional game here, getting the +9.
All right, Matt Maltepes, game real quick before we go back to Rooster.
I'd have to lean with Rooster here with Arizona. I mean, we saw last week they played a solid game. Murray came back, passed for like about 250. Look at Houston; they're still dealing with injuries, man. Running back questionable, wide receiver questionable. Their other wide receiver questionable, right tackle questionable. Some guys on their defensive side like Jimmy Ward, key pieces. I have to lean Arizona here.
Brewster, you ready to go?
I'm ready. We didn't give out a whole lot, but I'll run down what we did. Godfather tonight over 46.5, and lean Cincinnati +4, and Arizona +4.5. 8-ball Baltimore -180 money line on an island by himself. Miami +900 for the whole thing, and the Giants +9. Matt lean Cincinnati +4, Cowboys at 10-1. Cleveland -1, Arizona +4.5, and Rooster Cincinnati +3.5, Eagles +3 on the bye, Chiefs +5-1 to win it all, and Arizona +4.5, and of course Baba with the Chiefs -2.5 big, and Dallas with the rest of the crew at 10-1.
There you go. Thanks for watching the NFL show, the Sports Betting Show on Folly Action, and we'll see you guys next week. We're out.
Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at TheEight8all.com.
He's blocked well and tries to cut through the middle. Oh!
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Underdog Fantasy has a way for you to play alongside your favorite football team all season long with their fantasy pick'em game. You pick between 2 to 5 players, select whether they'll go higher or lower on one of their stats, then do what you usually do on a Sunday. Watch the games. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. It's a fantasy game, and the Sports Betting Show wants you to get involved. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com. When you sign up, use the promo code WIN, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. That's UnderdogFantasy.com. Use the promo code WIN.